Hi there, I'm Neil from Gamify, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to customize your very first game using our Shopify app. Hey there guys, thanks again for downloading the Gamify app for Shopify. Like I said in the intro, in this short video, I'm going to show you how to customize your very first game. So let's get started. On the first screen here, you'll notice that I've already signed into Shopify and I've downloaded the Gamify app. You'll see that I've actually upgraded to the gold plan. I'd really recommend this. It's super cheap and it just gives you so much functionality to customize your own game. On the left-hand side here, click Setup Game. In this library, choose the game in which you want to customize. You can preview every one of these games if you want, but I already know what I'm going to customize. It's this game here called Kai Kittens. This is where you can test out the game to see if it just matches the idea that you have in mind. So let's give it a little play. Like I said, I already have an idea in mind, and I just love this game. It's super fun, has a lot of capability for customization, and I just enjoy it. Once you're happy, click Next Step, and just give the app a little minute to prepare the game. Great. Click Continue. On this first page, this is where you start to give the game a bit of identity. You can name the game, describe it, and even change the play button title. I'm going to call my game Mad Shopper, and then I'm going to change the description to something a bit more relative. Call it fly through a trolley and collect as many points as possible. Cool. On the game over screen, you can either have the game go to the game over screen, or you can make it go to the leaderboard in case you want to develop a bit of competition between your players. I'm going to leave it as game over screen, and you might want to change this text here. So I'm going to say game over, next, better luck next time. On the right-hand side of the screen, you'll notice that you can change these images as well. This area here is how the game looks when it's not being played on your website. So you might want to change the background to better represent what you've done to the game. I'm going to leave it today, but what you do is you can just upload your own version of this background by clicking this Upload Your Own button. If you don't like what you did, it's all good, no stress. Just click Revert to Default Image or upload a different version. In the same way for the game over screen, upload your own or revert back to the default or upload a different version again. Once you're happy with all these details, click Next Step. And this is where the app is actually loading up the entire game and all its assets for you to customize. Now, you can upload your own version of maybe one or two of these assets, but I'm going to go ahead and download the entire game library. If you do want to do just a couple things, like maybe you want to change the way this play button animates or looks, click each of these elements and replace the item with your own. If you want to download the whole game like I'm going to do, click Download Game Images. You'll then get a zip file that goes straight to your Downloads folder. And before we jump into that, hop onto your desktop or a folder that you've prepared already, and just set up a little folder and give it a name. I've matched it to the game name. I'm going to call it Mad Shopper, and I've created 3 files just to keep things nice and neat. Now, back in your downloads folder, grab that zip, pop it into this folder that you've created for your game. I'm then going to keep the zip in game file, and I'm going to unzip it. You'll then see this folder that has all the images from the game. Now, there's a few ways you can customize the game. I use Adobe Illustrator just because it's one of my favorite apps. It just works really well for me. But you can use Photoshop, you can use GIMP, you can even use Paint if you really want to. But I really recommend Illustrator. It's fantastic to use. So what you want to do is a couple rules. For each of these assets, you just want to make sure that when you create your own version, it matches the dimensions and it matches the file name right here. Hop over to Illustrator or the file or the program that you're using and create as many of the artboards that you need, and just make sure that they're named in the same way that the original files are named and that they're the same dimension. I've already prepared one earlier, and you can see I've created a bit of a political kind of game here. But as you can see, they all sit in their own artboard. Once you've done designing these assets, you want to export. In Illustrator, it's Command Option E. The app then loads up all of your artboards, and then you want to make sure that each of these artboards is renamed. Once you're done renaming them, navigate over to Export To. You want to then make sure it's going into that same folder that you created on the desktop or wherever on your computer you created it. You want to choose PNG, and you want to make sure it's a scale of 1x. Once you're done, click Export. I've already prepared one earlier, and I'll show you how those look. As you can see, they all match the same filing names as the original game. And once you're done, you want to highlight all of them, copy, and then come back over to that original folder and paste, apply all, and replace. That's now replaced the original game designs with your own. Then what you want to do, just like the original game was, you want to zip that folder, compress. You can leave the name as it is, then navigate back over to Shopify. Click Upload All on the right-hand side here, and then navigate to in Finder where you've zipped that file. Click Open, and just let that load. Cool. You can see it's changed almost everything in the game, and on the next screen, you'll get to try that out. Cool. Before we see the game live, you want to then customize your form. This is where you want to potentially capture some information from your players. So maybe your first name, email, maybe the company or what country they're from. I'm going to leave it as first name, and I'm going to add in email. And I'm going to leave it as required. If you'd like, you might be running a promotion on a product and you want to make sure that, your customers are playing this game in order to get a discount or a voucher code or what have you. Go ahead and select add reward to your game. You can then go ahead and name that reward. So let's call it 20% off. Then just like you did on the first screen, upload an image of that reward and make sure you pop in like the voucher code or whatever you need to be able to get through to the discount. If you don't like what you did, again, no stress, revert to default image. Click next step. And there you have it. You've just customized your first game. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching this video. Stay tuned for weekly updates from us. If you found it helpful, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel.